Five, four, three, two, one. Hi, y'all. What's up? My name is Audrey Tam. This is Angel Ortiz Jr. We have a lovely, beautiful 15th episode planned for you today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. Every time we hit the next episode, I'm like, damn, that's a lot.
Isn't it crazy? I know.
I got to get over that feeling, honestly.
I mean, yeah, it's only going to go up from here.
I know. I was like, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. LOL.
All right. So today, I'm going to let Angel introduce himself first, actually.
Okay, I'll take it. Hello, y'all. My name's Angel. A special hello to all of our newcomers. This is our podcast, Vibe-acious Babes. We basically talk about metaphysical / becoming a better person, energies, all that good stuff.
Yes.
Let's see. You can follow me on Instagram at Avocado Papi. I'm an artist. I have a comic book coming out in October. Let's see. We're really just trying to hammer that into every single thing that we do. I also have a business with my boyfriend called Deity Studios, and that's what we're really trying to get big as well. So that's going to be, if you follow both of those accounts, you'll be able to see everything that we do. And then I also have a figure drawing class that I host. If anybody's in San Antonio, feel free to come out to The Good Kind, September 15th. We're trying to get it real big, y'all. So let's see what we can do.
It's going to be big, baby.
It better be.
It's going to be big.
It better be.
Like me. God, yeah, okay.
Anyway.
Anyway.
I'm like, ew.
Ew, you shut up. Anyway, my name is Audrey. I go by at first.generation on Instagram. You can find me also on TikTok and on YouTube at First Generation. I will be pumping out my solo travel vlog to Japan, my first one, in next month. So maybe like a couple weeks from now, you'll see my first release. I've been working on the first video for a while now. It's been kind of difficult because I've been very tired. I'm a sleepy girl now.
I feel that.
But yeah, you just watch out for that. I don't live stream any video games anymore, but every once in a while I probably will stream. So just keep an eye out on my Instagram for any announcements. Anyway, how are you today, my love? How's your week been?
It's been good. I just been tired. I've been focusing on doing good at my job, and it's a new job, so I want to make sure that I have that good impression with my coworkers and bosses and different managers and stuff like that, making sure everybody understands that I'm a professional.
Yes, sir.
And I think everybody gets the point, and I'm just going to chill out a little bit and focus more on my side business now that I've made my good impression. Okay, I've done everything that I can do for them. Okay, now I'm going to step back a little bit and just go with the flow of that energy, and then focus on my side business, which is Deity Studios, and then the comic book coming out in October. So
nice.
It's just a lot of, I guess, focus. And then we were talking about how this week we were going into this week with gratitude.
Yes.
And it's been good. It's been challenging.
Yeah.
It's been challenging just because certain things pop up when you start practicing gratitude, I feel, because
Definitely.
I don't know what it is, but spirit is really like, oh, you're trying to be grateful? Okay, let's see how grateful you are.
We'll definitely be getting into that for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll get into all that later on. But so far, it's been pretty good. Yeah. Vibing out, just trying to make money, grinding, Virgo season.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
It just started.
I know. Leo season is done. I guess the party's over.
Yeah, girl.
All the Virgos are all like, it's my birthday.
Yeah,
and then
sit down.
I'm like, have a seat.
Yeah. I know, I feel it.
Yeah, but other than that, I'm pretty chill. Been going to the gym. So everything in that department is good. The only thing is that my tooth hurts.
Ooh,
yeah.
Ugh.
So I made a dentist appointment for tomorrow to see what we can do about that. But send thoughts and prayers or whatever.
Yeah, sure.
Or whatever. What about
Here's
you?
the whatever. It's been good. It's been all right. Okay. Well, I've been having a really good week up until this point now. I'm just tired. But I've been very positive. I don't know. Life has been treating me pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Last week it was my mom's birthday on Wednesday.
I didn't even
So,
know.
yeah. So, well, it wasn't anything like super big. We didn't really plan to like celebrate a super big
I would have
thing,
done
even though it
something
was
for her.
her. Oh yeah, we did have dinner and everything, but it was her 60th birthday.
Mm.
So I was like, damn, I kind of feel like we should have made a bigger deal about it, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
you reached
Virgos.
60, girl.
Virgos never like to make a big deal about their things.
Like, he just said that Virgos don't make a big deal out of it, and I was talking to this guy that he was like, "Oh, I don't really celebrate my birthday," and I was like, "What? That's crazy! Like, why don't you celebrate your birthday?" And he's like, "It's just not like that big of a deal to me," and it's like,
Lies.
you know what I
Don't
mean?
lie to me, sir.
But I feel like a lot of Virgos are like that, just in
It's
general.
because they demand perfection. And if they don't
I
get perfection,
know.
then what do I even?
I
I might as well not
know.
even try.
Damn. Yeesh. I know. Call him out.
I'm a Virgo moon. I get the vibe. Like you want everything to go exactly as you imagined it in your head.
I see.
Pero like,
Come
gotta
on.
ground
My
yourself, girl. You gotta
expectations,
ground yourself.
bitch. They're getting higher.
Yeah, period. I feel that.
Yeah,
And
I
that's a
can
good thing.
definitely see that happening. But it was a really chill, nice week, honestly. Like, I feel like I've had a really good time with the gratitude. It was very difficult for me to get to that point,
It's been
but
challenging,
yeah,
honestly. I didn't
it's been
expect it to be this challenging.
Yeah, right? Because we're usually like, oh, think positively. But
Yeah,
like
we're all
Virgo
about
season
it.
is just
But yeah,
like,
Virgo season literally
it
been
just hits you really like a ton of bricks though.
like
Like,
for real.
damn, I feel shitted on
Cheated
sometimes.
on him.
Yeah. But it's okay. I don't know. That's about how I feel.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hey, that's okay. We got a platform now, and then we can like talk
Mm-hmm.
about like how our week went, I guess,
Yeah.
in depth in regards to the whole experiment that we did.
Yes, for sure.
Hmm.
So do you want to let us know what the card of the day is?
Yes, so I feel like that's actually pretty good energy. The what you were just experiencing, that I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
is the Page of Swords. So
Mm.
Page being a younger mindset in the
Mm-hmm.
sense of like, well, swords being the mindset, and then
Woof.
just being like, okay, maybe there's some stuff that I could be doing in order to get my mental space a little bit more fortified
Mm.
during these types of days. And I feel like the perfect way to do that is actually practicing gratitude, but
Ooh.
also being realistic with that gratitude. Like what's the word? Like being grounded with it
Oh, okay.
and understanding that like life does get hard, but also there are certain things that you could be grateful for in certain situations,
Mm-hmm.
unless it's like pretty drastic situation, then
Oh,
just do your
okay.
best.
Yeah.
But we were just going through our week, so it wasn't that serious.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. And I mean, like, nothing crazy has happened. I mean, well,
Yeah.
I'm a little crazy.
Fire sign energy.
But, we'll figure that out. We'll talk about that later,
Yeah,
maybe.
later on.
Yeah.
But that's basically it for the Page of Swords. Like very just like a young minded energy, like needing a little bit more um refinement.
Okay.
And they are open-minded, don't get me wrong. Like there's a lot of open-mindedness to this card, but there's also needs to be like, it's also a lack of that maturity. So
Okay.
that type of energy.
Okay.
And
Why
we'll
do you
see.
think that came up?
Why do I think it came up? Probably because there's some sort of mental fortitude that needs to be strengthened up a little bit in both of us and probably some of our viewers, because I do take in mind like all of the people's energy that watches this. So Virgo season is very challenging. You know what I mean? I
I
think it
see.
is. Like I always have a terrible Virgo season. I think I really set
Damn.
intention that this Virgo season wasn't going to be too crazy, you know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
really wanted to stay grounded and level-headed, and
Yeah.
like I really wanted to approach it. But maybe that's naive and a little bit silly for me to think.
Well, I guess that's the kind of energy that we have to be in order to get through Virgo season. So just, level up our mental fortitude for
Hmm.
sure, our maturity levels, you know what I mean? And I guess just our discipline.
Or you could take it in the type of way of like, well, maybe you shouldn't be so rigid during this time. Maybe you should be a little bit more open and free
Oh,
to other opportunities if you want to take it in a more like positive way.
okay.
But there is like a duality and there is a balance that has to be struck. You know what I mean? Like you can't just be naive and silly all the time. Like you got to get serious and you got to get to work, you know?
Yeah.
So,
And I feel like that is pretty Virgo energy, though.
yeah, they have a hard time balancing the two. And sometimes they might go a little bit too much to the right, too much to the left.
Okay, I see. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. So,
Well, today that kind of dives on into our topic for Thoughts That Think today.
that's that thing.
Thoughts That Think. So we talked last week about practicing gratitude and having gratitude for the things that we have, the things that we are wanting, the manifestations that we, make, and like the people that we have in our life, as well as just like the opportunities. I kind of journaled a little bit about my gratitude. I know that a lot of people nowadays, I know that there's a lot of girlies out there and guys who do that whole gratitude practice in the mornings or at night, where they write down like a list of things that they are very grateful for, like 3 things in the morning, 3 things at night. It can be the same things that you were grateful for yesterday. It's just stuff that comes to the top of your mind when you think, oh, this is what I'm thankful for, in my life or in myself or in other people. So I want to kind of go over that with you. How was your week of gratitude? What have you expressed your gratitude towards during this week?
I know, right? So I couldn't say my like health, honestly, because my health has definitely taken a hit just because of my tooth, and it's been a real issue.
Tooth pain is the
But
worst.
other things that I know, it's like crazy. It will like be deep in my ear too. I'm like, what is going on here? But I am so grateful for the experience that I've had to gain the skills for my art.
Okay, nice.
Like, I have really been so grateful for all the experiences that have made me into the artist I am right now. Like, and that's something that I've really been trying to hone in on when practicing gratitude, is understanding that I started from, that middle schooler who like drew the elementals, you know what I mean?
Ooh,
Shout out
yeah.
elementals.
Elementals.
That was an old story I made up like when I was in elementary school. And seeing like kind of reflecting on how far I've come and working on the Brujas comic and working on the little cute drawings and just how everybody wants me to do that for them and like is so excited when they get theirs. Also doing the live streams and seeing people come in, and then also going to events and setting up vending and having people come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, I have this print, like, do you have any other stuff? How's the comic book? Like,
Oh, I love
it's
that.
just so reassuring, and like it just it reinforces my passion for what I do and what I really want to do. And it's even like ignited me into preparing a portfolio and sending it out to some major studios, seeing if I could land an actual like studio job instead of being a bartender, because honestly I think my guides are like, I think it's spent on this dude. Like,
Ooh,
I think you
okay.
did your best here, like trying to make this work, but you have a skill set that you've actually been honing since you were a child.
Ooh, okay.
And the whole reason I didn't do that is because I had like some resentment towards the industry,
Oh.
because they tend to overwork people.
Oh,
They
yeah.
tend to they tend to like be a little bit abusive towards their workers. But I think I'm in a place where I can actually, hold my own against people who try to use me in a negative way. And I understand deadlines, I understand all that, but I don't understand like staying like, I hear a lot of artists saying that, oh yeah, I didn't sleep for 2 years while I was trying to get my da-da-da, or I was going for this job. Like I'm like, that's so unhealthy to me. I don't like that. Like, I hate that type of mindset, the grind mindset. And I think it's just like totally against what I am trying to go for.
Ooh, okay.
Other things that I honed in on were like my boyfriend, and then you as well. And then this beautiful home that we have going, like,
Yes.
girl, like
Oh,
I
that's
could have
awesome.
never even
Yeah.
imagined.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, we have this office, we have these fucking mics.
I know.
We got a ring light, bitch. I
I
didn't know I was gonna have a
know.
ring light.
Damn.
Yeah, and
Level
then
up.
it kind of like puts in perspective because I've been griping about my computer. I love you, baby. About how she is old, you know what I mean,
Yeah,
and she has her issues,
she
but
does.
she's gotten me so far, like from college, you know what I mean,
Yeah, that's pretty
and
crazy.
so I am just grateful for her, you know what I mean, like
Yeah, of
I don't know, I call her
course.
her, but I'm grateful for my computer.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
and I'm ready to upgrade, don't get me wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
also like just keeping in mind that like not to let it get me down or bog me down that I don't have the top of the line computer or I
Yes.
don't have the latest version of ZBrush. That was something I let get to me when I
Mm-hmm.
was in college, that I did not have the resources in order to like I would go over to other students' houses and they got
Mm-hmm.
these badass fucking setups, dude.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I have to stay up all night in the lab,
Mm-hmm.
like 24 hours in that freaking same classroom, in that same room. And I went
Mm-hmm.
there today actually to hand out my flyers, and it brought back a
Nice.
bunch of memories. And I was just
Oh,
like,
wow.
wow, like I've really come so far, not only in like
Mm-hmm.
my work ethic, but also in like my skill set and what I can, my resourcefulness in regards to like the, I don't want to say junk, but in it's in
Yeah.
the like limited resources that I have, my
Mm-hmm.
resourcefulness there. Um, yeah, I already said you and Merlin because y'all are pretty sick or whatever. Pretty dope.
Yeah, just like got the flu and shit.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
just sick as hell.
Got hay fever.
Fucking hay fever, bitch. That was about it for me. I mean, my family, of course, you know, I
Mm,
love them. They're very supportive when they can be.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and but I don't rely on them for that much, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, I kind of create like a hindrance in my mind that I have to overachieve for them so that I
Mm-hmm.
can
I
take them out of
see.
certain situations.
Ooh,
But that's not real.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So,
I totally get that.
yeah. So those are the things that I was kind of reflecting on daily
Mm-hmm.
while I was at work. Oh, and then my job. I
Oh,
was at
yeah.
work and I was just like, okay, instead of being like upset that I have to do this job, let me be a little bit more grateful that I was even ever allowed to be healthy enough to have a job and work
Mm-hmm.
this job and have the charisma to like work a room and like
Mm-hmm.
get people to tip me a little bit more than what they might usually tip somebody.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Getting reoccurring customers already, you know,
Mm,
and I've only
yeah.
been there a month and people are already coming back
Yeah.
to see, you know, like the establishment and see me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm grateful to them because they're also letting me host my figure drawing class there. So I really want to
Ooh,
create a good business relationship with them on a
yes.
very serious professional level
Mm-hmm.
instead of just being a worker there. You know what I mean? I
Mm,
want them to
okay.
see me and view me as a person that could be an asset towards them.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
That's very important for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
I
That was
like that.
about it for me. What
Okay,
about you?
cool.
What were you?
Yeah, no, for me, just going through my week, I was very grateful to have my mom, to see her, being able to celebrate with her. She's still healthy, I'm happy that, my whole family has their health basically. My brother was also there with us, to, celebrate a little bit, and he seemed a little bit more open, a little less, um, what's that word, stressed or like, overwhelmed, I guess, with this job that he
Jaded a
has.
little bit.
Yeah, definitely a little jaded. So I'm happy that he's in a little bit of a better place and that he is continuously looking for like better opportunities that better fit him and his needs and his wants
Yeah.
as an individual. Same with my mom. I love the fact that she's growing. She still does have a lot of emotions and like biases that she needs to work on, but at least she recognizes her shortcomings.
I was about to
She
say who
admits
doesn't.
it, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I'm glad that she's working on the stuff that she can work on. And we were actually talking about my grandpa for a hot minute, and she has a complicated relationship with her dad
Mhm.
because he like left my mom and her sisters and my mom or my grandma back when they were like kids, and
Mm.
it kind of forced my grandma to find another man who was rich, but I mean not rich, but like what better off than she was. And he was very abusive towards her and her kids, so my mom and her sisters, and even his own son. and
Jeez.
like so abusive to the point where like he would be hitting them, chasing them down the street with a cleaver in his hand, like that kind of stuff. Like it was very kind of crazy vibes, crazy
It was
energy.
a different time back then.
Yeah, definitely so. And so she kind of was like explaining to me and my brother about how she was a little upset that she had to take care of him. Well, not had to, but that she decided to take care of him. I think that's just like the people pleaser in her that she also
Mhm.
translated into her own children. So I'm just kind of like, well, like you get what you get, but also you're doing a good thing by helping out somebody that like didn't have the best intentions in the first place, maybe a little bit more selfish of a person, but at least you are not that person. You have enough compassion to show them more love and support and effort and time and energy than they were ever able to give you. So I just kind of taught her a little bit about how to be grateful for this opportunity to really bring kindness back and compassion into her own life and into like situations or towards people
Mhm.
that she didn't particularly feel very like comforted towards. So I was happy to like talk to my mom a little bit more about her growth as a person, because even though she's 60 years old, like she is still willing to learn. She's still willing to see things on the other side of the coin. She wants to be a better person, and I absolutely love that about her.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's
It's
something
a
that
good
I
quality.
also, you know what I mean, that I also picked up on her, or picked up from her as her own daughter. So I'm glad that I can see that in my own mother, that like she is willing to be a better person and wants to be a better person every day. Same with my brother. I can get the sense now that he's like working towards that. He doesn't particularly know how, but I know that he's trying, which is a really awesome thing. Another thing that I've been very grateful for is just the connections that I've been able to make. This week, I have been able to hang out with a lot of new people from the class that I've been taking, the coding class. Like on Friday, we had a girls' night,
Oh yeah.
and it was really cool because a lot of the girls, or almost all the girls, came from my class to come and hang out in our place, and we just watched Howl's Moving Castle, and we played some Jackbox party games, and it was really nice. We like ate pasta, we ate candy, we drank a little bit, we had a good time, and they helped me clean up a little bit, like such a nice moving like experience, because they're all just such like beautifully timid and like wonderfully divine women, you know what I mean? And it's taken me so long to finally get that vibe from other girls, because before I wasn't really a girl's girl, I guess, and I didn't really know how to capture that divine feminine energy. But now that I'm a little older, now that I've had more experience, and now that I know how I truly feel on the inside about like other people and how I can read people, I feel like I've been able to connect a lot better with people, and especially women. And in order for me to like, get on the same page as these girls, like it was just nice. It was nice to have them here, and it was nice to be in the same energy as each other. They're laughing at my jokes. I was laughing at their jokes. We were just smiling, goofing around, having a good time.
Vibing out.
Yeah.
Cute
And then
camaraderie.
that same night, it was my friend Emily's husband, Noah's, going away party. And it was like a surprise going away party at a little like bar club thing downtown. Super cute. I enjoyed it. Like it was a little bit out of my comfort zone for right now, because I don't really go out that much anymore, since I do go to school, and I'm like consistently tired just from like mentally exhausting myself every day. But
Mm-hmm.
we had that whole Friday off, so I was down to go out. We were out until 2 in the morning. She got a bottle. I got really lit. So did he. Everybody was pretty freaking lit that night, honestly, and it was a lot of fun. So I was like very grateful for that friendship. Like I've known him and her for about 6 years now, and it's always been like a pretty stable like connection that I've had with them too. So it's always been, and it's honestly even getting better now that we're getting older, and we all see like that we have kind of the same values. Like we like traveling, we want to better ourselves and our situation, and they even want me to move with them to LA. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how like our friendships progress. And I don't know. It's really nice to like keep in contact with people too. Like it made me
Yeah.
feel good.
Yeah, you've known them a long time.
Yeah, I have. And I think another thing that I was grateful for that I never really thought that I would be is being comfortable in being uncomfortable.
Mm.
I always hated not being comfortable because I was always uncomfortable in
Like
my
it
own
went. Oh,
skin
okay.
and like my self-esteem. I didn't have any confidence before, but nowadays I find myself trusting myself a lot more completely. I trust a lot of other people a lot more completely. And like because I'm being more comfortable and being uncomfortable, I find myself putting myself out there a little bit more. I, went out on a date, which I normally don't do, like I normally just don't want to talk to guys like in general. And honestly, I'm glad that I did because it was a really fun time. I had a really fun time with the guy. I hope that there will be another one, maybe. But he's just a pretty cool dude. And I liked enjoying other people's company. Like, I was a little uncomfortable having the girls from the coding class come over just because I don't really actually know them a lot. You know what I mean? Like, we've hung out a couple of times outside of class, like me with a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
But for them to come over to my house and for all of them to want to come over to my house and to have fun and enjoy themselves while they're here, it made me feel so good and it made me feel so happy because I was uncomfortable at first. I was like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, what if I'm super awkward? Same with the date. I was like, oh my God, I'm like such an awkward person. Like, but I don't want to keep thinking like that. I can't be just like a nervous mess around people that I don't really know all the
I feel like
time.
being awkward is like a mindset.
Yeah, definitely. But I'm still awkward. I
But you
definitely
gotta own
still have
it. You
that.
gotta own the
Yeah,
awkwardness.
you know
Yeah,
what I
I'm awkward
mean?
and
Yeah, and I'm hot.
period.
So it was just nice because I like normally don't do things like this and I felt like I'm finally grateful for just being myself. Like I finally love myself so much and I have so much confidence in my own self and my person that I am able to put myself out there, and even if people judge me, I honestly don't give a shit anymore. Like it's okay that they judge me. It's fine if people have like their own thoughts and opinions of me. I'm not going to be able to stop them. I'm not here to
Exactly.
control anyone. But at the same time, like I'm here to control myself. I can control my own emotions. I can, cross or I can set up my own boundaries and let other people know that, oh, these are my boundaries, don't cross them, or hey, I don't have boundaries with this and that, so go ahead, you know what I'm
Who- Let me
saying?
know. LMK.
Yeah.
Period.
So I'm just like, I'm really grateful for just being alive and being myself. I used to really hate myself. I used to hate my personality. I used to be
Same.
so low and insecure and like down on myself. And I just realized that the more negative that I think, the more negative I am towards myself, the more negative I feel towards life in general. Like my whole perspective shifted as soon as I started being grateful for literally the small things. Like I also found that I was really grateful for a lot of small things in this whole past week, like being able to go out. You know what I mean? Like I have a car, I have the ability to go out, I have the ability to buy tickets to go see like a band or like I have the ability to like scroll on my phone through like Instagram. Like I
Yeah.
find myself so happy that I have air conditioning here. You know what I mean? Like I'm happy that I have bed and that I have good rest and that I have an alarm clock that wakes me up at on time for school. Cause shit, girl, if I didn't have
Mm,
that alarm clock, I probably would be dead of the world by the time that I have to go to school. So shit,
period.
you know what I'm saying? You know,
God is
man.
good.
You know? And like it could be so much worse. It really could be. But I try not to think about the worst things that could happen because that would just bring me down, you know?
Mm-hmm.
The things that I'm grateful for though, that's what truly brings my aura, my like energy up.
Lifts you up a little bit.
Yeah, I have the lucky girl syndrome. Like, oh, I'm such a lucky girl that I have skin, that I can feel the sun on my skin, that I have skin care, like I have regimen to keep my skin clean, clear, and under control.
Exactly.
sponsor us. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, we're looking for them. Come on
No,
now.
just kidding. Neutrogena,
Come on,
what's up?
Neutrogena.
No, but I think that, yeah, I just find myself so happy to be here, have the opportunities that I have, but also for myself, I'm happy that I have, friends like you guys in order to really be confident in myself, because without other people hyping me up, like I feel like it would be very difficult for me to get myself off the ground, get myself to love the reflection that I see in the mirror, like,
Yep.
and to just feel comfortable with myself.
A positive community goes a long way.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. So I'm very happy that I've met you, that I've met Merlin, that I've met, all these friends at Code Up, Emily and Noah. I'm happy that I went out on a date with somebody. I am happy that I have a family that I can lean on and that I can talk to about things that normally I used to not be able to talk to them about, stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, I even told my mom that I was going out on a date, and she was surprised because she never hears stuff like that from me.
Oh,
So
I love that. If I had a daughter, I would love that.
You know what I mean?
That is so cute.
She called me and she was like, "Oh, I wanted to get you the Costco membership card. Like, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm actually getting ready for a date right now." And she's like, "Oh, a date?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God, my daughter's going on a date. Make sure to come back home before curfew, 12 a.m." And I was all like,
She
"Bitch,
never really got that, right? She never really got that
never.
experience.
She never. So that's why she was just like, She literally went like that on the phone. I was all like, wow, that's so crazy.
She is so funny.
Yeah.
I know, like, once you get older, you can build a relationship with your parents that just seems a little bit more lighthearted.
It
And
was
I
so
love that. I
fun.
mean, not everybody,
It was
but
so fun.
you
Yeah.
can.
And so I was like, it's just the littlest things. And I was even, okay, so weird thing is, I was even happy that the guy had called it a date himself. Because, like, honestly, we were just, like, meeting up to, like,
Mhm.
But then he called it a date as well. And I was all like, oh.
I told you about that.
Okay. But no, but I'm not looking too much into it because, you never want to keep your...
No, I love it. Like, you should call it a date. I think it's an honor.
Yeah.
It's an honor.
It's an honor to be on a date with
Okay,
me.
period.
Yeah, you right. Period, bitch. But also, like, it just surprised me because a lot of guys nowadays, like, when they talk to a girl, they don't call it a date.
I know.
They
They're
don't...
so unromantic.
I kind of hate that.
They're all like, I'm going to riz this girl up, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I like both. You know what I mean? Like,
It's a
do
good
both to
balance
me.
of, like, being romantic. Like, that's part of the riz. Like, if you're just
Yeah.
going to forget that part, then are you really rizzing?
Like, when he opened the door for me, I was like, damn, okay. But, like, my car door.
And then you open his door.
Look, it's a
You
give and a
slapped him on the
take,
ass.
Yeah, what's up, baby? Yeah.
You go, bitch. Like, that'd be so funny if he did that.
Hate to watch you leave, but I love watching you
Leave.
leave.
You said that.
Yeah,
You said that so
literally.
wrong. But yes.
Look, shut up.
I hate to watch you go, but I love to watch you leave.
There you go. Period. That's...
You're so silly.
Yeah. So yeah, I find myself grateful for, like, even the littlest things. You know what I mean? Like, I love it. I love life. Love life. Live, laugh, love. Whatever. Eat, pray. Whatever.
I think it's important to not. I mean, you don't always have to be in this mindset of gratitude, but definitely taking some time apart, or set it some time apart from your day to, like, actually give gratefulness to the universe and everything that it provides you. I think can go a long way, at least like once a week.
It's just positive energy.
I just wanted to see what our energies would be like if we were to focus on it. You know what I mean? Like, what would happen? Like, how would we be happier? Will we be this or that? You know what I mean?
I see.
How do you feel like towards the end of the week after practicing all that gratitude? Well, I guess we kind of answered that at the beginning, but any particular feelings that pop up?
I definitely just feel a lot more positive. I feel like I have a better mindset going into my days, starting it off with a little bit of gratitude. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me look out for more of the small things that I can be grateful for throughout the day, even if, like, there's some bad stuff that happens. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, there's a more of an accumulation of good things that have happened and that are happening currently, and things that or opportunities, I guess, that I'm making for myself to feel good, feel better about myself, feel better about my future, like look forward for the future. Used to not look forward to the future at all, like at all, because I didn't know what I wanted to do, didn't know what I wanted to be, didn't know where I would end up. And at the end of the day, like it's all about just the day, after
Yeah.
you get through one day, then you can look forward to the next one. And who knows what the day is going to comprise of, you know what I mean? But starting off my day with that little bit of positivity, with that little bit of gratefulness, with that little bit of, like, I don't know, compassion towards the world and all of the things that I'm able to see, to do, to feel, and emotionally and physically, like I can never have enough gratitude, you know what I mean? Like, how amazing is it that I get to feel the littlest pleasures in life, you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
in kissing somebody, in eating a really good bite of food, and making really awesome food, or having really nice connections with other, like, people. I think that's so amazing that us humans have this ability to be so compassionate towards other people and ourselves, you know
I
what I
love that.
mean?
That's
And also
beautiful.
towards life. So, you know, how
So
about
a little
you?
bit of more reflecting on camera. So you were talking about a time where you, quote unquote, hated yourself.
Yes.
Tell me about that person and tell me about like your journey into this person, I
Ooh.
guess.
I used to be really depressed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I used to be really depressed and anxious, and I didn't know, I still don't know if it was because of like the hormonal birth control that I was on,
Mm.
or if it was just like teenage years, or if it was my parents getting a divorce, or just
Probably
probably a culmination of
yeah, I
all
was
of
about to
it.
say.
And I totally understand now that I'm an adult that, this is what my child, like, this is what I was going through as a child. Like, my hormones were already pretty fucked up because I'm a tween going into a teen, and I'm also going through a lot just personally, and then I'm also going through a lot physically because I'm just like pumping myself with more hormones that, like, my body doesn't really actually need, you know what I mean? For like literally no reason. For like getting clear skin was my reason for birth control at the
Um,
time. So me coming from that headspace of like, I feel worthless, I have no friends, I like, people don't like me for me, people don't want to be around me, not even my own parents want to be around me. It was my fault that my parents broke up, like, I was blamed for a lot of things, and I was hated for a lot of things that I didn't even know of, you know what I mean? Like, my dad apparently had told like my aunt or my uncle, I don't remember who I heard it from or where I heard it, but he was kind of blaming me for the feng shui of our house getting fucked up because I moved out of my brother's room and moved into the downstairs bedroom, and then I didn't want to be in the downstairs bedroom because I was scared, so I moved into my mom and dad's bedroom. And he was saying that it was because I moved into their bedroom, the feng shui of the house was all fucked up, and that's why they divorced. And then, like, later down the years, whatever, after their divorce, he was like, I heard that you thought that I was blaming you for me and mom not being together, and that's not true. Like, I'm not blaming you for anything. It wasn't your fault, you know what I mean? And I totally understand that now as an adult. Like, I just kind of like, over dramatized a lot of things because at the time I was still going through a lot. I didn't have any friends. That's when a bunch of girls were bullying me that I thought were my best friends. So I didn't have any friends at all after that. And I thought that it was because like my personality was just too out there, or like I was just too weird, or I
mm-hmm.
just had like guilty thoughts about myself of like, why am I this way? Like, why
Mm-hmm.
am I so unlikable that not even like my family or my closest friends want to be around me anymore? So I was really hard on myself. And I also was just not taking care of myself. No one was really around to make sure that I was showering, make sure that I was brushing my teeth, to, you know, like even teach me about those kinds of things, to teach me how to cook. I literally looked to TV, like television, YouTube videos to take care of myself. Like I try to learn how to draw my eyeliner on. I tried to learn how to like, I don't know, deodorize myself, and I just didn't know how to do any of like the normal shit that other girls my age knew how to do already. So I was a stinky little girl, you know, that always rubbed lotion like in her hair because she didn't know what conditioner was, you know what I mean? Like, but I was like, oh, well, lotion makes you moist, so
It should
it
work.
must moisten my hair. So it
Silly.
was bad. It was bad. Like I didn't know how to take care of myself, didn't know what conditioner was, like didn't even really get to know about like how to take care of my period at all because I got it so early and my mom didn't really expect it. So she just like gave me a pad and didn't even teach me like what washing is, or like, you know, what a tampon is, how to put in a tampon. Like I just kind of had to figure it all out for myself. It was just a little bit wild time for me, you know. So now transitioning into an adult, you know, there's a lot more resources on the internet. There's a lot more of the stuff that helps you be independent as an individual. Like there, and then I had the confidence as an adult now to ask other people for help. Before, I didn't want to ask other people for help because I thought that it was me that was a problem. I always had that issue of like, it's because of me. That's why people don't want to talk to me. That's why people don't want to be my friend. That's why my parents are divorced. Like, this is why my brothers don't want to play video games with me. In reality, it was just me being too harsh on myself. And like, if I could go back in time and tell myself something, it would be to stop being so harsh on yourself. I would tell myself to be a little bit more compassionate and be more patient, because there's going to be people out there that love you for you. And at the end of the day, other people who have wronged you will come to realize that they have wronged you. A lot of the time, people just need more time and space apart from the situation that they were in order to realize what they have done. And I understand that now as an adult. Like, not everything is supposed to come so quickly. Not everything is going to change overnight, you know? Like, and in fact, if it does change overnight, then that's kind of,
A red flag a little bit.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's kind of unheard of, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little odd, that's a little crazy that shit happened just overnight, you know what I mean? So I feel like now as an adult, the difference that I have is that I am way more patient. I am patient not only with other people but mostly with myself, and I give myself the time of day to really recognize how I'm feeling, what I'm feeling, like, you know, just even being more mindful of like what I'm eating, how fast I'm going, you know, like how I talk to people, what I'm saying to people. Like when I'm texting people, it's like a little bit of a different vibe because I don't just type whatever the fuck I want and then just press send, you know, like I'm a little more careful about the words that I'm choosing. I'm like proofreading the things that I say to people, and I'm trying to translate that now into like my thoughts as a person. But it's kind of hard because our society is just so like fast paced. It's so impatient and so crazy that people want an answer from you right away. They want to know what you're thinking. They want to know like spit it the fuck out. And I'm like, okay, I'm trying, but I just want to say the right
I feel
thing,
like
you know?
that's an important thing to like set up a boundary. That's a good moment to set up a boundary. Like, you want to answer right now? I can't give you an answer right now.
You know what I mean? And
You're
like
gonna have
people
to
are
wait.
so quick-witted too, and it's awesome for them, but that's not who I am. Like I literally have to think, or else I'm going to like spiral out of control.
I think that says a lot about a mature person, is like kind of taking a moment and being like, let me think about it and I'll get back to you. You know what I mean? Especially, I think
Yeah.
that shows a lot of like professionalism. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so
I wonder what it
I
is.
think you're in regards to like more relationship kind of thing instead of, is that what you're kind of referring to?
Just yeah, generally relationships, like even just friendships or professional relationships, you know what I mean? Like it's difficult for me to filter the words that I have and to like really choose the right communicative words in order to explain myself or the way I think or like my process. I think that it's difficult already for me to even like form a sentence in my head
I
before
feel
I
that.
speak. Like I literally just talk from my head to my mouth. Like there's no processing at all up here. It's just automatically I'm gonna spit the fuck out whatever I want, you know? And that makes me a very honest person, I guess. I'm a little quirky like that. But at the same time, I think it's also exasperating for a lot of people because it's just, that's why I'm so awkward. Like, I just spit out whatever I feel like saying. And then they're like, what did this girl just say? Oh, what about you?
What about
How,
me?
how do you feel like this week of gratitude has made you? Has your mindset changed?
I noticed that like while practicing gratitude, I noticed that like I would get very irritable with people who were complaining or
Ooh.
being a little bit a Debbie Downer.
Oh.
I found myself being a little bit like, well, just practice gratitude, bro. Like, because I'm just
Damn.
like, I just didn't handle it well. Because I'm all like, you're getting my mood down. Like, you're kind of like
Yes.
affecting my mood. Like,
You're
could you
right.
like stop? Like, I've already built my energy up. Like, I've worked hard to build my energy up, and you're just
Ooh.
gonna come in and just lay on all this negativity on me. Like, I found it very annoying.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
so
feel
it was
that.
definitely that.
That makes so much sense. I feel the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
I feel like ever since I have gotten into like that more positive mindset, that everybody who just always finds the bad in things or like finds the littlest things like super annoying or like things that they could change for themselves, it makes me annoyed with them. Like,
And it's not even like they are um saying anything that's wrong. It's just the way that you're saying it is kind of like you're just being a little bit too much for me right now.
yeah,
And
exactly.
like I work very hard in order to maintain my peace, and you're just like just being a little bit too much for me right now, and I'm sorry I can't be around you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I just noticed myself being a little bit irritable with people who were being a little bit too much when it comes to complaining. And I just couldn't handle it. But so I ended up distancing myself from them or like shutting down in order to preserve my peace. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I see.
Yeah, that's all I really notice on the negative side. Other than that, my energy has been very positive. I go to work with a good attitude, which you were talking about too as well. I noticed that like I go to the gym happier. Like I'm all like, yeah, I get to work
Nice.
out today. Shit, which we're
Yeah.
about to do here in a bit. But
Woo. Let's
like
go.
I'm just grateful at the end of the week that I'm able to do everything that I want to do and set my goals and reach those goals like little by little.
Yes.
So
Feels
there's
good.
that. Anything else that came to mind? Like it was really just that negative thing that popped up, like that I really wanted to talk about
Yeah.
like how when you're practicing gratitude, you tend to become a little bit more annoyed by people who are not doing the same, which I think is pretty valid. Maybe I might be gassing up my own head a little bit, but I
No.
think it's pretty valid that you work hard to like maintain your peace and like
Yes.
have like a better attitude around people, but people
Yes.
who are, which I remember I would be so annoyed in college because
Oh,
of that.
really?
Like, yes,
Ooh.
there was this one particular person that was always like, well, I have to go to work and then I have to do this and da da
Ooh.
da and duh.
Duh.
And I was all like, and then he would complain about him just doing his regular schoolwork. And I'm all like,
Okay.
bro, like, just get your work done. And then I remember he turned in an animation, and it was like the worst animation I've ever seen. And I was just like, is it done? And he was like, yeah, I finished it. And I was like, how long did you work
Worst.
on this? You know what I mean? So I kind of
Yee.
had like a
I
little
feel
bit of an
it.
energy towards him when it
Yeah.
came to
Low key, fuck that. Damn, honestly.
No, I'm just kidding. God bless him.
Well, I just hope that he is a better positive mindset, you know what I mean?
Yes, I just can't imagine you getting too far on that type of energy. Like,
No,
all the
you
professors and all the people that are professionals that I've met have always been like positive minded people. Like, they're very like go-getters, and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and those tend to be the more successful people.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
why would you not emulate that when it comes to your own work ethic and your own like energy? You know what I mean?
Exactly. Just being a little bit kinder, even just to yourself, will like it'll show to other people as well. Like, you start by bringing compassion into your own life by being compassionate towards yourself. You don't have to outright just be nice to people all the fucking time. You know what I mean? Like, that could be very exhausting.
Yeah, that's exhausting.
But
Don't do
as
that.
soon as you are nice to yourself, you start radiating that kindness to other people and to other things in your life.
Exactly.
And it's so easy for people to catch that vibe, to catch that aura and want it. You know what I mean? And the more that you exude it, the more that people want it, the more that you attract that kind of energy towards you as well, I feel. Like, I think that it changes a lot of people's minds when you show compassion. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, especially women, like, they'll be a little wary of me at first because they don't know why I'm being so nice. They don't understand, like, if I'm coming from a manipulative place, or they think that I'm like faking it or whatever. But as soon as they figure out that this is just kind of my personality, that's when they are like, man, like, I want to be this girl's friend. Like, today had a full-blown conversation with this girl that I didn't even know her name until one of our friends had told us, like, oh, Aaliyah, like, this is her name. And I was like, oh, nice, okay, cool, well, now I know her name. And I say good morning to her every morning because she works at the building that I go to school at. And I've only ever said, hi, have a good day, like, good morning. And then I would tell her, bye, have a great night, and like in the most positive way that I could possibly do it. And today I had a full-blown conversation with her. She told me about a lot of like personal things, and she was telling me about all of her like accomplishments that she's made, and I was like sharing her happiness with her. And it was like our first real conversation as girls, you know what I mean? And it was only like maybe 15 minutes that we were able to talk to each other like that. And it was like one of the most positive experiences that I've ever had, because she understands where I'm coming from. She knows that I'm a person that's super interested, that I like talking to people, and that I'm not going to be, trying to harm her or like manipulate her in any kind of way, shape, or form. I'm just a compassionate person and I want to talk to her. So it makes me feel good that I can exude that kind of energy and, be that positive force in somebody's life, so much so that they trust me so much in our first interaction, first conversation, to like to spill the beans about their life. You know what I mean?
Right.
She knows that I'm not going to take that information and run away with it and like, make a big deal out of it, but just that, now she has somebody to talk to. And I absolutely love that feeling,
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Maybe not on this episode, but like just a little side note, like a little tangent to go off of is like I feel like some people have a certain ulterior motive to like talk to people, and I feel like people can definitely pick up on that, and they can tell when people are being disingenuous. And even if they don't pick up on that, I feel like eventually it's going to come to light that you're only interested in them because of a certain reason.
Yes.
And then
Definitely.
that then the dynamic's already off. Whereas when you come in with a place of love and light already from the bat, and not really trying to come at people sideways, they tend to be a little bit more open to your energy. And that's something I've experienced firsthand in my own life, and now you're confirming it with your own. So that just goes to show like what having a positive grateful attitude can get you is like more positive interactions with the world.
Yeah, it's just compassion, like you feel grateful for things, you start feeling compassionate towards everything in your life. You know what I mean? And that's a great thing. That's a wonderful thing to have, because so many people just don't have that.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that more people did, because I feel like that would just make things easier for you too. You know what I mean? Like finding the gratitude for the smallest things in life will help you find the best things and the bigger things in life. You know, like the more that you look forward towards the small things, the bigger and better things are going to come for you. You know, the
Exactly.
little things add up, and then you attract all of those little things, and I don't know, it just bundles up into way bigger things.
I agree.
Don't know.
And I think that's what we're cultivating right now. You know what I mean? Is
Yes.
just like a positive framework for us to build off of. So
It's kind of like atomic habits, you know, like 1% every day, and it'll add up. You know, you'll already be a third of the way to 100% before the end of the year. You know what I mean? It only takes a couple of steps, you know, to really feel that gratefulness, to feel that beauty in life, to feel the radiance. You know what I mean?
I agree.
It's hard sometimes.
Oh
I
yeah,
totally
no,
get
it's
it.
definitely hard. Like we're not.
Like, especially
It's
this
hard.
week, it was hard because we're both tired. You know,
My
it's
tooth
Virgo
hurts.
season. Your tooth hurts.
Like
You know what I mean?
yeah, I was telling
Money
her
is
that it's hard to
scarce.
be grateful when you got bills to pay and your tooth hurts and you kind of got to pick your bills over your tooth.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But I'm gonna go get it checked out, so we're gonna be all good.
Yeah, girl.
Let's see. Do we have any other question? I think that was it. It was more just like a testimonial kind of vibe for this episode. Did you have any other things that you wanted to say?
I don't know. Just practice gratitude every day, even if it's just one thing. You know, look at yourself in the mirror and say one thing that you're grateful for about yourself. Say one thing that you're grateful for about other people. You know, if it's somebody else in particular that you are very grateful for, or if you're just grateful for having a connection with somebody, or for having parents. You know, like there are people that aren't as lucky as us, that have no parents, that, you know, either were orphans, or, you know, like there's always less fortunate people
Yes.
in any situation out there. Like we could be so much worse off, but we aren't. Like,
Or more fortunate people.
Yeah.
Than you or us. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like,
yeah, of course. But you know, like,
and not comparing yourself to those more fortunate people, but being grateful for what you do have.
Exactly.
Instead of your lack. When you come from a lack mindset,
Mm-hmm.
you're not setting yourself up for success.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like everybody is lacking, and nobody is perfect. Everybody is lacking in something, but also people are very abundant in something. It's not like, it's kind of like talent, you know what I mean? Like maybe you're talented at drawing. You know, you could be so talented at drawing, but maybe you're shit at making poems. Like, damn, I can't
I
make a
am.
haiku for shit. You know what I mean?
I try to rap and it doesn't come out good.
It doesn't. Sucka, sucka.
Oh, we don't mention that. Don't mention that again.
It's okay.
Sucker.
Just say it, girl.
It's a good one. That's my best one.
Yeah, right.
I'll do it one day.
But maybe
It's gonna be a whole video watch.
I hope so. Honestly,
It'd be
I
so
would
funny.
produce it. What's up?
It'd be so funny.
It would be so cool. But yeah, it might be difficult some days to find the thing that you were grateful for. But if it's just like one small thing that you could be grateful for, like being able to taste mac and cheese, or
being grateful that
having
you
a
can go home and
potato
go to bed
to eat,
and not deal with
yes.
today.
Yes, girl, to have a car that takes you around, even if it has
For
no
Orjo.
AC, at least it takes you from point A to point B. You know what I
Period.
mean? Like it's wonderful to be alive on Earth. It is an opportunity for us to see things that we've never seen before, to learn things that we didn't know before, to meet people we've never met before, and to just do things that we didn't know were possible when we were just wee little babies. You know what I mean? Think about how you've grown so far. You know, maybe it's been a very difficult life. Maybe it's been a really easy life. You know, you never know, but at least you have your own life. You have something to live for, and that's just you. Like, I think that's one thing that a lot of people should be grateful for, that we all take for granted. You know, like I took that especially for granted, and I I used to have a suicidal mindset. You know, like, what's the point of living if I can't have this or do this, or, you know, have the person that I want to be next to me. Like, That's not the way that I think anymore at all.
It's such a Cancer moon to think.
Look, I'm romantic.
If you have a Cancer moon, I love you.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
I send a lot of compassion and kindness and love towards you because I know that you aren't giving it to yourself. Oh, girl.
It's hard.
It's okay, girl.
It's hard to appreciate yourself, especially if you are coming from a lack mindset, like I said.
And then what about you? Do you have anything else to say about gratitude?
Practice it.
Nah.
Nah, like I also used to come from a place of like a very negative perception of myself and you know, finally accepting like the way that I look and the way that I am and like starting off from there on ways I can improve myself. That's honestly the base, like understanding where you do lack and then understanding that you have the opportunity to grow from there.
Okay.
So I guess is all I gotta say towards that.
Yes. It's been a wonderful time.
Yes, it was a good week. It was a good week. We're exhausted, but when you're being mindful of everything that you're doing.
But also it's been so nice because like at least we have this opportunity, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
for sure.
I was happy to be able to go out. I was happy to like see things and do things that
Did it.
wow, took you long enough.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is so cute. We got the Queen of Cups, y'all.
Oh, she floweth. She floweth.
Literally Cancer, like Pisces, Scorpio energy.
Yes, girl. Shiny.
Shining. So in conjunction with the Ace of Swords, yes, you might be a little bit naive or a little bit silly when it comes to your mindset. But if you're going to practice gratitude, I feel like the Queen of Cups is a perfect card to get for that because she is a person who is very nurturing, empathetical.
Empathetical.
Yeah, what's that word?
Empathetic.
Empathetic. There you go.
Yes.
That one. And she understands what it takes in order to feel okay and feel not just okay, but enthralled with life.
Yes.
And she has to do with emotions and feeling very good about yourself. And she knows how to do that.
I love
so
that.
I feel like that's a perfect balance between having a la-di-da mindset while also maintaining like a good positive emotional state.
Yeah.
So that's cute. That's a good one to end on.
Awesome. Okay, go off gratitude. I'm gonna try to do it a little bit more often for sure.
Just until the end of our shit.
You know,
The end of life.
Yeah. At least until then.
The end of shit.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, that's good. All right, and on that note, you can find us on Instagram at vibe-acious babes. If you are listening to this on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, or Google Play Store, please go on to youtube.com/vibe-acious-babes.
Yeah.
I will have all of this over here. Beautiful. You can follow Angel at avocado_papi on Instagram. He also has one for his lovely little business called Deity_studios. Him and his boyfriend run it, so y'all go check that out. I'll have his stuff linked below as well. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at first.generation. Y'all check our socials for more info, for just keeping up with our daily lives. We like to post stories. It's a good time. It's a good vibe, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. We will see you next one for our 16th episode.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.